All right, here we are. Day 1 of demo. Take 2, take 3. Might be take 14. Anyways, we're here to take out the furnace today. I had to remember what we were doing. That is what needs to come out. We already removed the couch. Obviously it's not original because I accidentally painted the original and it really just gave me an excuse to go buy the pretty couch I wanted. There's nothing wrong with the other couch. It did flip down into a futon. That one doesn't, but you know, it didn't match my vibe. So this is where we're working today. The battery's disconnected. She's been sitting here since November. I think November was our last trip last year. So we've had her for about 2 years. This will be our 3rd season with her. We've got 3 kids, one of whom, after we bought the camper, decided that she hated camping. So she did not go on any camping trips with us last year. Oh, you know what? Save one. She went on her sister's birthday camping trip. Our youngest loves to camp with us. She is coming with us here in a couple of weeks. So we're very excited to go out to the Eastern Shore. And then we have a son. Nice. He's right in the middle, and he's your stereotypical middle child. He loved to camp, and then he turned 14. And now he only wants to camp with us when we go somewhere new and exciting. And even then, as long as it doesn't interfere with spring break or his friends or video games. But baseball season's coming too, so that baseball season plays into a lot more of his camping availability than anything. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Okay, these are not all the tools I need. They're just what I had in the truck. In fact, I don't think there are any tools in this box. There's a battery, which I guess technically could be considered a necessary part of a tool. My water, because I drink too much coffee. I don't drink enough water. And I'm trying to force myself to drink water today because I only have 1 cup of coffee. So we'll see how this all goes. So nothing in this box is actually needed for today. I had to order new legs for the couch because when we bought the couch, we had the existing frame that you guys saw set up, and now we don't need it because a squirrel or a furry rodent or something ate through our main propane line, and we're not exactly going to bring the propane back the way that Jayco originally had it. Last year, 2 years ago, we installed this fireplace. I designed up this, there's a pantry below here, rolls out here, see? So we got the pantry there, it rolls in. And then this table slides along this track here. And we've got this electric fireplace, and it's great. It does exactly what we needed to do. It heats this area really well. You can set the temperature, you can forget it, you can set a timer. In order to get the heating function, you have to have the fireplace on, but I mean, it doesn't cast a whole lot of light at night, so that's not terrible, and it definitely doesn't disturb the bunks, which is behind it. We have a vent here for airflow, and then we are actually able to hide another vent in the wall for that bottom bunk. That should be all we need heat-wise. Like, I already layer up anyway. I get cold. You'll see me in socks and sweaters and blankets and more sweatshirts, and like I'll layer until I'm warm enough. But we have done some cold weather camping with the furnace not working and just utilizing the fireplace, and she's worked really great. So happy with that. So we're gonna take this out, lower the sofa a couple of inches, and because right now it sits like a foot off the ground and it's a little tall. So we're gonna take out the furnace housing and whatnot today, and hopefully it goes well. Wish me luck. This is why I shouldn't work without 2 full cups of coffee in me. The drill was already in the unit right here next to my coffee cup. So yes, that's how I usually operate. We're fueled today by children's cereal and 1 cup of coffee. Let's hope everything goes better than it is so far. So here I am beginning to take out all of the bracing and whatnot that was underneath the original couch and the second couch. Jayco had 2 rectangular sections of 2x4 holding up the original couch. And when we added in the new couch, we simply added on to what they had. We did add more 2x4 bracing and a little bit of rigidity. We also squared up the front of that furnace because the original one, the box of it, it wasn't square. It was cattywampus. So we fixed that. And then, yeah, so I'm just taking out what we put in. I'm taking off the vent fan, or not the vent fan, the vent here in the ducting. I had a little trouble getting off the ductwork. I ended up going into the drawer there and cutting away most of the ductwork, and that it has like that thick wire that goes through it. I ended up getting some of just wire clippers and getting that off. I wasn't too worried about reusing any of this stuff. I was planning on reusing some of the wood, so you'll see that I'm putting it over into a pile, because what we could reuse to rebuild the framing for the shorter support, I wanted to do, but we were still going to have to build a small box on that far side underneath the couch, because I don't know if you can tell, I think you can see it. It looks like just 2 pipes coming in. That's our freshwater fill and the air hose for it. So we were still going to have to build a box to protect those and hide those underneath the couch, but it didn't need to be as big as it was with the furnace behind it. So I'm just taking off stuff and removing all of the protective woodwork around the furnace. And I will say I was surprised that the lone 1x2, if you can even call it that supported the 2x4s for the couch, it didn't seem to be any studs below that particular brace. That wall below there, where you'll see when I remove the box there, it moves freely. It moves pretty, and it's a little bit disconcerting. So doing that right now. I'm behind. I'm in the master bedroom, and I am taking off the other side of the vent. So our furnace ducted right into the main cabin and then also into our bedroom back there. So I just took that off. Remembering to drink my water because I am terrible at that. But yeah, so now that wood shroud is off, and here I'm trying to figure out the best plan of attack. I'm also a little bit afraid to dip your toe in, because once I start cutting stuff, there's no going back. So I did have to go out and actually get the toolbox. I couldn't make do with what I had left in the rig from whatever project we were already doing. So I'm cutting the thermostat wires here and the power, the ignition wires and whatnot. So I'm cutting those wires, and I'm unplugging what I can, trying not to do permanent damage, but we are removing the furnace because we're not going to use it anymore. So I had done several searches on how to remove the furnace and whatnot, and it's like 2 screws. It's not a difficult thing. And I was trying to determine, is it really going to be more difficult than it is? So I was just staring at it, and yeah, it's only a couple of screws. So you'll see here in a little bit that I'm sitting here thinking this and overcomplicating it. I am making more of this molehill than it really needs to be. But here I'm figuring out dimensions for my box. That's actually where I figured out that we're still going to have a box to protect the freshwater fill. You'll see here in a second, I'll pull out my permanent marker and I'll start drawing things and just trying to get to where it is. So part of my problem is where I wanted to bring the couch was right to the very top of where that fill line is. But luckily, it's just like PEX hose. It's kind of a flexible line, so I did have some leeway with how it would flex a little bit. Like if I put the couch on it, it was going to be okay. Okay, so here
I'm trying to figure out what to do with the propane hose. So there's a metal arm that comes out from the flexible propane hose, and I can't get it off. My hands, I've started losing hand strength because of arthritis. Yeah, for getting old, so I can't get it off, and I am reticent to just snip the propane hose. So I am going to go home and talk with the husband and brainstorm, and we will come back tomorrow. All right. Well, that was a lovely breakfast with the husband. Not entirely prepared for today because the middle one, our son, late for school again, so had to get him off to school, and well, which made me forget that I actually had to bring things from home. And then my husband was like, oh, it'd be really great to have breakfast, so I stopped for breakfast for him. So now here we are at the trailer, a little bit unprepared, but c'est la vie. We got stuff to do. We're gonna get it done. So today we are going to finish removing this heater unit. Talking with the husband yesterday, we decided that, you know what, we're never putting in a new heater. I don't actually care if the next owners want to have a heater or not, because we are going to do that heat pump eventually. So I'm just gonna cut the propane line and figure out how to shove it out through the bottom of the unit, or cap it out. Like, there's already a hole in the main line because of that squirrel, so there is no propane. Good to know. But yeah, like, if I can make this rig as least dependent on propane as I can, I'm going to. It is chillier today than it was yesterday. It's supposed to get just as warm. It's not warm yet. So I am regretting my flip-flops and sockless feet. Also regretting only wearing a light t-shirt, but at least today's is long sleeve and not short sleeves like yesterday. So I have regrets in my clothing choices because I am cold. Okay, so that took way less time than I thought it was going to, which is good because now it's lunchtime and my husband wants me to be a guinea pig to try out some changes that he made to some La Majoune pizzas. So I'm okay with finishing early because now I get a treat. The furnace is in the back of the truck. I feel bad throwing it away because it is a perfectly good furnace. Like, we never had any issues with it. It's just we don't need it anymore. So I'm gonna talk to the husband, see if he thinks we should just pitch it or if we should try sell. I guess I could put it up on the Jayco boards. Like, does anybody need a furnace? 2016 something. I don't know anything other than that it came out of a 2016 Jayco, and yeah, probably need more information than that, but that's what I got. I don't even know, the whole train just derailed. Anyways, happy with the work I got done. Gonna go find some lunch. And then tomorrow, it's another day full of projects.